Lightroom masks are one of the most powerful and most useful tools in Lightroom. They can turn a good photo into a great one. But masks do have a pretty big problem. They don't always work, especially the new AI mask when it comes to portrait, landscape, and especially wildlife photos. So how can we fix it? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the problem as well as the solution on how you can drastically improve the quality of your masks in Lightroom. And I'm going to start right now. Now, don't get me wrong, Lightroom masks are an incredibly useful tool, but it doesn't mean they're perfect. And the big issue is when it comes to AI subject selection masks. They don't always work. And even though they have the word AI in it, doesn't mean they learn from their mistakes. And I'll show you two photos where it just doesn't work. Take this photo here of a crane. Let's say I just want to select the background, so I don't want to select the actual crane itself. Well, what I'd do is I'd go to my masks, and this should be a nice simple one, go ahead and select the background. And as you can see, it's done an okay job, apart from the feet. You can see it's missing this kind of section of the feet as well as the actual area behind it. But it will do this every single time you make a mask of this photo. You'd think, maybe it would learn from its mistake, but it doesn't. It just does it to this photo every single time. If I go ahead and simply delete mask again, reapply it, the same mask creates the same problem. So what can we do to fix this issue? Well, the easiest way is by using the object selection mask and either adding to the mask if it's missed areas, like for example in this case, or if it's gone over areas that it shouldn't, we use the subtract mask. So in our mask settings, you've got your add and subtract section here. If we go ahead and click add, the mask we want to add it to is our select object. All you need to do is choose the right brush size and basically go over the area that Lightroom has missed. So I'll go over an area like so. What it will do is it will add to that selection, and actually it's done a pretty good job. And you'll just need to do this to every area that Lightroom has missed. So for example, go to add, go back down to select objects, and then again, go ahead over to the area that you've missed. Now it hasn't done a too good job there, so you might need to do it again and just see, just experiment, and there we go, it's done a slightly better job. Again, masks don't necessarily have to be perfect. And then we'll go to our exposure and simply drop that down. Now you might want to maybe change it slightly. So for example, with this, I would probably subtract a linear gradient to the top and then just remove it from the top like so. Adding a little bit more of a gradient so it's slightly darker at the bottom than the top. But as you can see, that's actually fixed our problem. But what happens if you've got a slightly more complicated issue? Well, let's go to photo 2, and this is a photo of a puffin. If I want to go ahead and select the background of this, it's got a few more errors. So we've got this error just underneath the feet, and then we've got an error right at the top here where the wings are. Now, I've tried using the object selection tool, but it hasn't totally worked. So what can we use when that doesn't work either? Well, your last resort is by using the brush tool. Now, do bear in mind the brush tool is a little bit fiddly, especially if you've got a mouse or trackpad. So this is something that kind of takes a little bit of time to learn. If you've got yourself like an Apple Pencil and you use an iPad, then this is going to be a breeze. But if you've got a mouse, this is probably the most frustrating brush. So all you'll need to do is simply add to this mask. So with our mask selected, we're going to go ahead and click add. But instead of using object, we're going to go ahead and use brush. And all you need to do is just be very careful and just slowly and steadily add it in. Now you've got a few settings on the side here. So you've got your feather, flow, density, and size. I like reducing the flow ever so slightly, so it takes a while to go over that area. It kind of multiplies the brush over time. And as you can see, it's not doing too bad of a job. And you can use your scroll wheel to change the size of your brush as well. So all you'll need to do is just go over the areas where it hasn't done a particularly good job. But do bear in mind that again, masks don't have to be necessarily 100%. So I would again go over the area like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be good enough that it doesn't look like it's going to make a bigger mistake when we apply effects later on. And as you can see, it's not done too bad of a job. So again, I'd probably go to my exposure here and I'd probably drop that down ever so slightly. But I might want to remove it slightly from the background of the puffin. So I'll probably go for a radial gradient Go for something maybe that looks like so. I might change the shape of it slightly, increase it. And yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this photo. I might brighten it up slightly as well. So if you run into the same issues that I have where the AI masks just don't work, use the object selection, and if that doesn't work, then I would use the brush tool.